The WNBA world has been rocked to its core. A stunning and unexpected health update about Indiana Fever rookie sensation Caitlin Clark has just come to light, and it sent shockwaves through the basketball community. Fans, analysts, players, and even rivals are now scrambling for answers. What's happening to Caitlin Clark? How serious is this? And what does it mean for the Fever, the WNBA, and the sport as a whole? Stay tuned, because we're diving deep into everything we know so far. And trust us, you're going to want to hear every word. Before we dive into the breaking news, let's remind ourselves just how big of a figure Caitlin Clark has become. She's not just a rookie. She's a generational talent. The #1 overall pick in the 2024 WNBA draft, the NCAA's all-time leading scorer. The player single-handedly credited with transforming the WNBA's visibility and popularity. From jaw-dropping logo threes to electrifying passes that few players, male or female, could make, Caitlin Clark has redefined what it means to be a rookie. In fact, many analysts have said that no player in WNBA history has come into the league with this much pressure, this much media attention, and this much expectation. And so, when a shocking update about her health surfaces, one that could potentially change the course of her season and maybe even her career, the entire sports world stops to listen. News started breaking early this morning that Caitlin Clark had been dealing with a serious health concern that had not been disclosed to the public. At first, the story sounded vague. Reports came from anonymous Fever sources, who said Clark had been playing through pain for several games. Then it escalated. Multiple sources close to the team confirmed that Clark underwent a series of medical tests earlier this week. These tests, according to insiders, were not routine. There was genuine concern within the organization about Clark's long-term health, specifically related to fatigue, internal bruising, and recurring inflammation in her lower back and hip area. And then, the bombshell dropped. A Fever spokesperson confirmed that Clark has been under close medical observation for several days, with a recommendation from team doctors that she consider rest and recovery before any further on-court activity. This sent fans into a panic. Let's break down what's confirmed and what's speculation at this stage. Confirmed facts. Caitlin Clark has been playing through pain. She underwent medical testing within the last week. The team has confirmed she is under observation. Her status for upcoming games is now listed as day-to-day, with possible rest being discussed. What's not yet confirmed? Whether she will miss multiple games, the full extent of the injuries or internal concerns, if there's any risk to her long-term playing ability. One report from an Indiana Fever insider stated that Clark's drive to compete might be working against her. That same source noted that despite the medical staff's suggestions, Caitlin has been insistent on staying on the court, refusing to sit unless absolutely necessary. Looking back now, the signs were there. In her last few games, Clark showed uncharacteristic signs of slowing down, missing open threes, holding her back after drives to the rim, and showing visible signs of discomfort during timeouts. She's been bumped, knocked down, and hit hard repeatedly during games. And the WNBA, let's be honest, hasn't done much to protect her. This season, she's taken some of the most brutal contact of any player in the league, from flagrant fouls that weren't called to deliberate hip checks and face shoves. It's become clear that Caitlin Clark's presence on the court has made her a target. And now, that abuse may have come with a cost. Fans from Iowa, Indiana, and beyond are heartbroken. One user wrote, "This is why the WNBA needs to start calling flagrant fouls on these attacks. Clark is the future of the league. Treat her like it." Another post read, "She's been carrying the Fever, carrying the ratings, carrying the league. And she's breaking down already. Shameful." Even some rival fans and players have offered support. A Las Vegas Aces fan posted, "I'm not a Caitlin Clark fan, But no player deserves to be battered like this every game. The league better get serious about protecting its stars. While fans are showing concern, others are calling out the WNBA directly. Sports media personalities, including Stephen A. Smith, Pat McAfee, and Skip Bayless, have already weighed in. Smith slammed the WNBA for failing to create a safe competitive environment, saying, "You can't have your biggest star, the person single-handedly bringing millions of new fans to your league, getting assaulted every night on the court, and calling it tough defense. That's not defense. That's negligence." Skip Bayless added that the league was recklessly jeopardizing its own future by not stepping in to enforce player safety, particularly for high-profile rookies like Clark. Let's be clear. Caitlin Clark isn't just a star on the Fever. She is the Fever's identity. If she's sidelined, even for a few games, the entire momentum the team has built could shift dramatically. The offense runs through her. Her gravity creates opportunities for players like Nalissa Smith, Aaliyah Boston, and Kelsey Mitchell. Take her out, and this team becomes a completely different unit. And the stakes are higher than just wins and losses. The Fever are selling out arenas, drawing national TV coverage, and growing their brand. All of that hinges on Clark being on the floor. Without her, the spotlight dims. And so do the hopes for a playoff push in her rookie year. Just hours after the news broke, Caitlin Clark issued a brief statement through the Fever PR team. "I appreciate the love and concern. I've always prided myself on playing through pain. But I also know how important long-term health is. I'm listening to my doctors and doing everything I can to be there for my team." It was short, direct, and perfectly in line with the kind of person Clark has shown herself to be. Humble, tough, and team first. Still, fans couldn't help but notice how serious the tone felt. Caitlin isn't the type to make excuses or exaggerate discomfort. So if she's talking about long-term health, there's clearly something more going on behind the scenes. So what happens now? The Fever are reportedly re-evaluating Clark daily. If her symptoms don't improve, the medical staff may force her to sit out upcoming games. There's even talk that the team may consider a short rest window, perhaps a 2 to 3 game break, so she can fully recover before the stretch run of the season. And here's the kicker. This could be a turning point for the WNBA itself. League officials are reportedly reviewing how they've handled recent physical altercations and non-calls involving Clark. Behind closed doors, some insiders say league executives are feeling the pressure from broadcasters and sponsors to protect their marquee talent. This situation is no longer just about basketball. It's about business. It's about image. And above all, it's about health. Whatever happens in the coming days, one thing is clear. Caitlin Clark's well-being matters more than any box score or stat line. She's already given more to this league in a few months than most players give in years. And now, it's time for the WNBA, the Indiana Fever, and fans everywhere to give something back. Respect, care, and protection. Let us know in the comments what you think. Should the WNBA change its rules to protect players like Caitlin Clark? Is the league doing enough? And what's your message to Caitlin as she faces this unexpected challenge? If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more WNBA updates.